The ocean is a master of secrets, and I am Kael. I am 7 miles down in the Lethe Trench to find a ghost history tried to erase. Clara vanished 7 years ago on the SS Serafina. They called it a storm, but I know the sea archives everything. The pressure is a god pressing the hull with 1,000 mountains. Something is out there watching me from the black. It is not fish. It is not life. It is the void. Tap the plus and join the deep. Do not let her memory fade away into the crushing dark. We hit 11,000 meters, and the AI whispers like a caress. Then it appears. The Abyssal Archive. It is a cathedral of obsidian carved into the planet. Massive pillars like ribs arch over an entrance that hums with a heartbeat. I dock the ship and the metal screams. I step out into the ozone and ancient salt. It smells of her lavender perfume. But the door behind me just locked. I am not alone. The silence is hungry. Subscribe to see what hides in the shadows. I am trapped in the deep. I walk the translucent glass floor. Beneath me, silver filaments pulse like a living nervous system. This is the hall of liquid memories. Infinite rows of glass cylinders stretch into the gloom, each filled with a thrashing mercury. These are echoes. Every scream and every tragic love story is trapped here in silver ink. I hear a soft melodic hum. It is her song. But the jars are vibrating. They want to break. They want to feed. Subscribe and tell me what you would sacrifice to stay alive. I find her in the 9th tier, cylinder 9004. The silver liquid inside is an elegant swirl that reacts to my touch. It settles into the perfect shape of her face, her lips and the curls that framed her jaw. It is a seductive sight that makes my heart stop. I press my palm to the freezing glass. The liquid moves to meet my hand, but then her eyes open in the jar. They are not human. They are silver and full of terror. Every detail is a sexy and terrifying masterpiece of a trap. I am lost. A beautiful record, is she not? The voice comes from the dark. It is raspy and cold like shifting stone. I spin to see a figure in a tattered naval uniform. He has no face, only a swirling vortex of silver ink. This is the librarian. He is the curator of every secret the world has forgotten. He glides between the pillars, his form flickering like a ghost. You dived 7 miles to die for a memory, Kael, he whispers. The archive is not a charity. It is a bank that needs a soul. He is closer. The librarian tilts his faceless head as silver ink drips like liquid stars. The archive demands balance. If you release her from this cage, you must leave the anchor behind. You must surrender the memory of ever loving her. You will have her back, but you will feel nothing. No spark and no history. You will be strangers bound by a miracle you cannot name. To save her life, you must kill her in your heart. Her silver tears hit the glass. Follow now and tell me, would you choose love or life? The archive begins to groan. The plates are shifting. A thin jet of seawater hisses into the hall with the force of a bullet. It is a warning that the void is reclaiming its space. The librarian is a shadow of fate waiting for my word. I reach for the bronze tool. I cannot let her be an echo. I would rather she be a stranger in the light than a masterpiece in the dark. I strike the glass. The cylinder shatters with a sound like a heart breaking. The silver liquid lunges for my throat. The mercury flows over my skin and into my mind. It is a terrifying sensation, like being swallowed by a winter fire. For 1 second, I remember everything. I remember her hair and our first kiss in the summer rain. All of it rushes through me in a cinematic explosion of light, and then I feel the unraveling. 1,000 needles pull the threads of my soul apart. Run, Kael, the librarian roars as the room implodes. Run before the ocean remembers you do not belong here. I scramble to the sub. The ascent is a blur of red lights and agonizing noise. With every meter I rise, a piece of my life vanishes. At 5,000 meters, I forget our anniversary. At 3,000, I forget her name. The pain is a sexy, violent static screaming that the bargain is done. I am losing the bridge to my own heart, and I am helpless. The numbers on the depth gauge climb toward a world I no longer recognize. My mind is a blank page. Subscribe for the next descent. Do not be a forgotten memory in the void. I breach the surface under an indifferent sunrise. The orange light is beautiful, but it feels hollow. I open the hatch, and the salt air hits my face with cold reality. Beside me sits a woman. She is beautiful with dark curls and eyes that have seen the bottom of the world. She is breathing, and her skin is warm. She stares at me with agonizing love. Kael, she whispers. I look at her and I feel nothing but a distant curiosity, no heat and no recognition. I saved her, but I lost my soul today. She reaches for my hand, but I feel like I'm holding a cold statue. My palms are stained with silver ink that will never wash off. It is the scar of a bargain I cannot remember. Down there, 7 miles deep, a jar is being refilled with the mercury of my love. The archive has its balance. Up here, two strangers begin a life haunted by a history only the ocean knows. The tragedy is not that she died, but that I lived to forget her. My love is a silver ghost in a jar in the deep. It is over.